Hey everyone, P-Mill Bacon back here, and we just finished watching the Game Awards 2024. And overall, I mean, there's a lot to say, and I'll be curious about your wrap up on the whole thing. Generally, it was an interesting one for me. I think we had some wins, and I don't think we had any major losses per se, but when I really zoomed out and I looked at the games that I had on my list or just the announcements and everything that happened, it's kind of a funny thing where there was definitely some highlights for sure, but I wouldn't say that I was blown away by any particular aspect where there was like, whoa, this is a game I've been waiting for and all that kind of stuff. It was all very interesting. Um and generally speaking, I did really enjoy it. I will say that the pacing this year was better than previous years. It still felt long, but I don't know. And correct me if I'm wrong, but it felt like there was less intrusive advertising. I know it was still there, but it felt like just spread out more evenly. There were a lot of great games. I mean, there was a ton of great games, and I'll talk about some of my top highlights of what I'm looking forward to as well, and just some of my favorite moments of the Game Awards. But I just say overall, very interesting evening. So let's get into it. All right. So highlight number one for me, it kind of blew my mind, was seeing Harrison Ford come up and take the stage. This was pretty exciting in a lot of different ways. And you can take it or leave it, right? Like, I get it if you're not into like celebrities at the Game Awards and stuff like that. That's totally fine. I totally respect that. I do think that it brings gaming more into the spotlight and into the mainstream and more into the everyday normal conversation that people are having about these games. And it totally makes sense. I actually, to be honest with you, I was kind of expecting Keanu Reeves or Jim Carrey or something to kind of take the stage, to be honest, with Sonic 3 just only a couple weekends away from today. But it totally makes sense. I just honestly, I really thought Harrison Ford was too big for the Game Awards in general. So it's kind of mind blowing to me that he's up there and doing the thing. So I was honestly, I was clapping. I got really excited when I saw Harrison Ford come up. I was like, what? I was already kind of anticipating checking out the Indiana Jones game. And now I think I want to check it out even more. So I think it does breathe some life into some of the ideas of what the show brings us and what people are into. And yeah, I don't know. Tell me what your thoughts are on celebrity cameos, generally speaking. This is probably this is literally the only celebrity cameo I'm going to talk about here. But it was kind of mind blowing to see the dude from Indiana Jones and Star Wars, and obviously a million other movies up there on stage, like, announcing a game award. So definitely pretty mind blowing and a major highlight for me. I thought that was a lot of fun. Okay, so my first big exciting game of the Game Awards, which came out very early. I don't know if was it the first game they showed out of the whole show. I think it might have been. I don't remember. It was something at first or second game. Ninja Gaiden Ragebound is what this sucker's called, and it is made by the same developers as Blasphemous. Now, I didn't actually play Blasphemous. I haven't gotten around to it for some dumb reason, but I really got to check that out one of these days. And it's totally just my kind of game. I love a platformer action style game. I love Ninja Gaiden, so I played a bunch of the old Ninja Gaidens. I used to play Ninja Gaiden on like the NES way back in the day. And instantly when this came on, I was like, what is this, Ninja Gaiden? Like, no way. And then they had this awesome anime sequence that you're seeing here, and it looked freaking amazing. Like, look at the pixel art in this. He's cutting all the enemies up. He's moving around. There's like just intense. You know this game's going to just be hard as balls. It's going to be rough. This is going to be like a gamer's game here. And generally, I'm extremely excited for this game. And yeah, it's, this is an instant pick on my wish list here. It's basically pretty much what I would want if they were going to bring Ninja Gaiden back. Obviously, the 3D Ninja Gaiden games are also freaking sweet, but it kind of feels like it was just a matter of time before we were going to get like a new 2D Ninja Gaiden game that was going to be within the same genre of like these hard, skill-based, challenging pixel platformer games that we've seen over the years. So I wasn't shocked to see this necessarily, just really excited. So I think that one's awesome. Okay, and the biggie, I'll call this maybe, well, I don't know, second biggest maybe thing on my list. I don't know. We'll see how you feel about it. This one, it just seems so obvious. Obviously, this is the one that people are going to be talking about. I know we've known about this for some time. Witcher 4, obviously, we were going to get some kind of announcement of this at some point sooner than later. It had also been confirmed that Ciri was going to be the main character, so I don't think I was blown away. But it's funny when I look back at my list of everything that I have from the show. I will generally say that I actually don't really, for me personally, the games that I enjoy, I didn't really walk away from this with any like massively huge announcements or anything like that. And I know for some people, this is going to be like the biggest thing in the world. For me, it's not. Am I going to play Witcher 4? Absolutely, I'm going to play Witcher 4. I'm going to, buy it day one. I'm going to enjoy the hell out of it. I loved Witcher 3, but I'm not like I'm not a diehard Witcher fan or everything. I watched a little bit of the TV show, haven't read any of the books, so I don't want to be a poser here or anything. I enjoyed Witcher 3 and a little bit of the TV show. That's it. I really like Ciri as a character. When I watched the trailer, all the art style is intact there. It seems to be very much what you'd expect from the Witcher game. She goes in, she kills the beast and everything. And what was really cool about this trailer, I just kind of want to point this out closer to the end here. She's bringing in the head of the monster that she kills in the cavern. Maybe you know what the monster is. I couldn't tell you what it is. She's walking out. She thinks, she's probably trying to save this girl who was being sacrificed for their, whatever spiritual ceremony that this village is doing. And then she walks out and unfortunately she's been killed. So very dark tone. I mean, The Witcher 3 had a very dark tone as well. I really hope this whole sequence of events that we're seeing here is like part of a quest line. This could be like the opening cinematic to the game or something like that. Honestly, I kind of just hope it's like literally part of the game. Like it's, Witcher 3 always did a really great job at having these really like heavy storylines. And it's like, you think you made the right decision and choice and everything with the game. But all your actions have consequences. So it's cool. I'm looking forward to it. All right. And next on my list, I do love fighting games. Okay. Anybody who hangs out in my stream and watches my Twitch stuff, I play a lot of fighting games on there. I love them. And I'm really, really interested in this next one, Virtua Fighter 5. I didn't know what it was at first. At first, I was like, this has got to be Yakuza, right? This is a new Yakuza game, quite obviously, right? It's I don't remember the name of the development company, but the logo. Everybody knows that logo, right? And no, not at all. And we don't really know much about this game, so I'm going to temper my expectations. Certainly, I don't know really what a modern Virtua Fighter brings to the fighting game community or the world nowadays that a modern Tekken doesn't. I'll be honest with you. I probably need to do more background on that. I used to play a little bit of Virtua Fighter back in the day on like Dreamcast. I certainly by no means am like a diehard Virtua Fighter fan or everything, but I love fighting games. And any new fighting games are pretty interesting. And if you look at the end here, I just want to show you. If you look at the trailer, this is what got me excited, is actually seeing the gameplay of it at the end. And it does look very Tekken-ish, absolutely, right? So there's probably going to be some of that energy there here in the gameplay. But this one, I'll just say this is like a keep your eye on it if you're into fighting games and cool video game stuff in general. I do think that this is definitely going to be an interesting game coming out, and was, again, a highlight of the show for me here. So, All right, and next up, this one's like a gamer's gamer kind of thing right here. If you're a gamer's gamer, you're gonna probably have loved this announcement, and this was Onimusha Way of the Sword. And I had to write this one down. I got really excited at first because honestly, I thought it was Neo 3. And then I was like, oh, wait, no, okay. I'm watching it more and more. I'm like, no, is this Tenchu? Is that what this is? Because I know a lot of people have wanted the Tenchu series to come back. And no, I was wrong on both accounts. And sure enough, it turned out to be Onimusha. So Onimusha hasn't been a series that's been around for a very long time. And I think generally they're considered to be pretty damn tough games. When you watch it, it's definitely got that kind of modern, like Team Ninja kind of vibe to it. It's a Capcom game, though. Capcom's been absolutely killing it over the years. I expected that they are going to deliver here as well. It definitely, the art style, like right off the rip, just looks really, really nice. It looks smooth. It looks clean. Capcom is really well known for having great combat mechanics, and it's probably going to run well on computer and consoles and all that kind of stuff. And they're just, Capcom is a gameplay first kind of developer. So I would say, generally speaking, this is one of the probably the ones to watch out for. Again, much like Virtua Fighter 5, we don't know anything about this. Let's not get too excited or carried away with anything about it. I'm sure, you know, the diehard Onimusha fans will be talking all about this. Absolutely. But generally, I think it's just it's probably gonna be a good game. It's a Capcom game at the end of the day. So yeah, keep your eyes out for this one, 100%. Okay, so this next one is not one I want to readily admit, but look, we play Valorant several times a week. I play Valorant with my my buddy and my other buddy, you know, 2, 4, 5 times a week sometimes. I'm really bad at shooting games. I am. FPS games are not my forte, but I do play them because my friends enjoy them, and that's what we do. And so I play Valorant pretty damn often. Okay, again, if you hang out on the stream, you'll know that. And we've been seeing some footage that's been really interesting as of late. That's come about a Fortnite first-person mode. I don't know much about this. I've just seen some clips of it online. It looking really smooth. And then we get this trailer at the Game Awards, and it is a Fortnite tactical shooter in the vein of a Counter-Strike / Valorant kind of thing. So, and I gotta say, visually, it looks pretty damn good. It's really interesting. I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna have to check it out. It comes out right away too. I think at the end of the announcement, it says play now. So it's actually available right now in early access. Play now. I don't know. I guess well, I have some other plans for this weekend in terms of what we're going to play, but I'm going to be honest. I'm going to play this game. We are going to check it out. I'm pretty curious about what the heck this is all about. So I guess we will see. I hope it's good, but I don't know. Again, I just wrote this down as something I'm interested in. Maybe you're going to be, it's Fortnite. I've never, just to be clear, I want to be very honest about this. I've never played Fortnite in my entire life. I've never played one single round of Fortnite. I have no idea what it has to offer, but we do like Valorant. I am a Valorant fan, and even though I suck at these games, it's still a game I'm going to check out, and I know I can convince my buddies to check this out because it's something that they're going to be into. So I'm happy to make some content and stuff out of this. I think it'll be fun. So keep an eye out for that. It is what it is. Yeah, looking forward to this one a little bit. I guess we'll see. Temper our expectations, but we'll see what happens. All right, and the next big one. I don't have much to say about this. You guys know I'm a Sonic fan. We got some Sonic content coming up for you next week with the new movie and everything. And we have a formal announcement for a new Sonic racing game, Sonic Racing Cross Worlds. You know, there's been some Sonic racing games in the past. They were okay. They're fine. I mean, I don't expect this to be anything amazing, but it could be. It could be amazing. And Sonic just keeps getting better and better and putting out better and better games. So I just was kind of hype on this one. I have literally nothing to say. You know, you've got, what else do you need here? You've got Shadow, he's like getting ready to get into his race car and drive away. And it's I mean, to be honest with you, that's really kind of all I need. So keep an eye out for that. Sonic Racing Cross Worlds. I'm excited. I'm excited for any Sonic game that comes out. So there you go. Take it or leave it. I don't care. All right. And the last big topic that I want to bring up here. So as we all know, the Game of the Year winner this year is Astrobot. I mean, I didn't play Astrobot, so I don't have a PlayStation 5. I'm a PC gamer, and I want to keep this kind of focused conversation around this. And so I voted for Metaphor as my personal game of the year. Metaphor didn't win, but Metaphor did win RPG of the year and it won Narrative of the Year. So I was very happy about that. That's fine. I'll take it. And then in my heart of hearts, if I'm going to be honest with you, even though I think Metaphor absolutely 100% deserved Game of the Year, Balatro was like kind of my favorite to win in terms, or not my favorite to win, but just the one I wanted to secretly see win. You know, I think everybody has their favorite game and then the one that they would be blown away by if it actually did win, but never does win. Okay. And that was for me this year was Balatro. And I think it would have been so funny to see Balatro win, especially because leading up to the Game Awards and everything, there were so many people talking about how they had never even heard of Balatro and like, how can this poker game win Game of the Year? And like, there's all these people who thought like it must be loaded with microtransactions and there's a mobile version of this game. And oh, that's disgusting. Like, you know, people had all these misconceptions about Balatro. So I think it would have been really funny had a Balatro won. Balatro did not win. So that's fine. However, Astrobot did win. And I don't know, the best way that I can say this is it's kind of like, it's like the equivalent of like a Mario game winning Game of the Year. You know, it's a platforming game, action, adventure. I know it's a great game. All I heard about this game was great things. And it's like, oh yeah, this is just like an easy 10 out of 10 game. It's beautiful. They do all these interesting things in it. Every single second of the game, they're introducing new mechanics and new ideas. And then I saw, and I wish I could credit it, but I saw a YouTube video. Look it up on YouTube and you'll find it. But there's a comparison of Mario to Astrobot. And the amount of mechanics from Mario that are in Astrobot are literally a 1-to-1 comparison across the board. And that doesn't make it a bad game at all. Like, I'm certain that it's still a great frickin' game and it incorporates all sorts of interesting mechanics from different platformers and everything. Even as I'm watching this, we can see all the different influences in this, from Mario to Sonic to Jak and Daxter to Ratchet and Clank to, you know, whatever. Pick your platformer, and there's basically, you know, something in here from that platformer, right? It takes from all the greatest, and that's probably what makes it a good game. This feels like, you know, it's like letting grandma win the Game Awards. So I want to diffuse a little bit of the drama here around the game, maybe a little bit, and just say we've had two pretty big years, two pretty big wins in the last 2 years as gamers. We've had Elden Ring, which was an absolutely massive win. And we had, of course, we had Baldur's Gate 3, right? So in terms of just like big, like really hefty video games winning the Game of Awards, you know, these are the big ones here. And it's not surprising, okay? Like it's fine. I'm okay with it. I'm at a loss for words, to be honest with you. I don't even really know 100% how to address the win here specifically, but I personally think it's fine. I think it's healthy for games for video games in general, for Astrobot to have won this award. I don't have any major complaints about it. And I'll be curious to see some of the Twitter conversations. Let's look at that next here. So we are just taking a look at some of the comments and feedback from the Game Awards here. Jeff Keighley made a post shortly after saying, how would you grade the Game Awards? A, B, C, or D? So I gave it an A. I actually do think the Game Awards was an A this year. Even though I didn't have any majorly huge announcements that I was like super crazy about, I do think the show was really well paced. It didn't feel like it was intrusive with ads. It was very entertaining. It kept me on the edge of my seats the whole time. And I really liked it. In terms of these game show awards, like, you can complain all you want, but I'm going to tell you right now, this is the best it's ever going to get. Like, this is as big as it gets. We had some massively huge, interesting announcements. And the one thing that I was hoping to maybe potentially see here was going to be Silksong. We didn't see Silksong. That's fine. But we did see some other crazy stuff, which I already talked about, some of my highlights. The other thing I didn't talk about is Elden Ring. I do want to mention, I might just make a completely separate video on Elden Ring because I think there's enough to say about that. So I might just do that just so we can see what people are saying. But let's take a look here. I kind of just want to see what people are saying about it. So we've got Yora on Twitter. Huge W on the announcement side. Either people agree with the winners or not, is a whole other debate. But as an overall package of a show, I think it's improving every year. And to be honest with you, I think I pretty much agree with this. I think this is a 100% accurate, and it was just a really good show overall. It's as good as we're gonna get. I shouldn't say ever. Maybe we'll have a better show eventually, but I'd probably lower your expectations for next year, to be completely honest with you here, right? What do we got? Housequake says, Jeff, that was one of the greatest shows in the history of the industry. Best since Sony E3, 2015, 2016. Unbelievable. Some of those announcements got me emotional. Okami 2, Onimusha. Are you kidding me? So, there was definitely some niche announcements there. You nailed it this time. Bonkers show. Most likely the best one yet. Great that you took the criticism from last year. This was the best awards game show to date. You nailed the right balance of awards, letting people speak, announcements, and ads. Absolute banger. One of the best conferences in years. You're getting a D from me. Okay, so here's a negative one. You're getting a D from me for snubbing Silent 2 on Silent. Well, the panelists vote, okay? Like, it's not like Jeff Keighley was like, I'm snubbing Silent Hill 2. He didn't. It's not his choice. It's up to the people who vote. It's up to the panel. And you can complain all you want about how they choose the panelists who vote for this thing, but like, okay, whatever. It has nothing to do with the show. Okay, so stupid comment, garbage comment. It was fire in the first half. I'm glad you had people talking about the layoffs. They did mention that. The second half wasn't as exciting, but it was good. I kind of agree with this. I actually think the first 25% of the show was super freaking good. Really enjoyed it. It was a B. Really good show with phenomenal reveals, but there were too many anime games showing that had all the same art style. And you know what? I was complaining to my wife about this as well, and I don't have much to say other than that's where the money comes from. They're paying for advertising slots. Jeff needs the money. People love those games. They're just, you know what, guys? I'm sorry, but they are here to stay. Gotcha anime games are just here to stay. There's nothing that we can do about it personally. And I like it about as much as you do. Okay. Now, to be fair, I liked Honkai Star Rail. Okay. I did. I liked Honkai Star Rail. So crucify me. All right. But they are with us for the long term here. There's nothing that any of us can do about it. And I would say the sooner that you get over it, the better. Right. Okay. Epic show, Jeff. Best show you've done so far. I give it a B++. Stellar Blade. Yeah, no Stellar Blade tonight. That's kind of interesting. In A. Best one ever. Rebirth was robbed. No, it wasn't. It got best music, right? So it wasn't robbed. It got the award that it deserved. I don't think Rebirth, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth was not robbed at all. It was totally fair. First half was godlike. Second half kind of dragged. I thought the middle dragged, but it always does every year, as usual. I speak for everyone when I say this was by far the best Game Awards show ever. Absolutely. So this guy's got The Witcher 4. He's got Harrison Ford. He's got Elden Ring Night Rain. He's got Queso winning Streamer of the Year. Carnage says actually crushed it. Absolutely. Okay, we'll give Carnage a little like there. Absolutely. For the most part, it was great. One of the best Game Awards to date. It was fantastic. It's not just the game announcements and gameplay you nailed. You guys did an amazing job with balancing game announcements and gameplay with presentation, talks, orchestra, and comedy. Fantastic job tonight. My favorite, well, actually, another one of my favorite parts that I didn't mention was, of course, the Game of the Year melody at the end, and hearing the Blatchro theme come in, that was awesome. And the guy on the guitar, one of my favorite moments. Absolutely. It was really, really, really great. It was actually really, really good this year. It was just missing Nintendo and Square Enix. You know what? I would say don't get your, panties in a bunch about not seeing Nintendo announcements. We may never really see a major Nintendo announcement at the Game Awards, maybe ever again, because they're kind of doing their own thing. And I'm not going to say never, but just don't be surprised if you don't see those big, big announcements in any place other than the Nintendo Directs. We're living in a new world. This isn't E3 anymore, guys, okay? This is going to be a lot of third-party stuff and a lot of things that isn't tied to a lot of the major platforms, except for Sony, okay? I know. The showing of games was great, but the Game of the Year makes me question a lot. Well, it shouldn't, okay? Because, again, it's voted by a jury, and the jury was spread all across the world between different outlets, so there's really nothing to question that much, okay? You can have all the conspiracy theories in the world you want, but it's not really that big of a deal. Get over it. Astrobot winning Game of the Year is healthy for the games industry as a whole. I want you to think about that. I want you to absorb that. Astrobot is a game that appeals to all people. It's a gamer's game. It's a platforming game. It's as old school as you could possibly get. Just suck it up, okay? It's just a really good game. That's it, guys, okay? Get over it, all right? Killed it this year. Huge improvement. Solid B. Too many I really didn't feel the commercials were this bad this year. This guy says too many commercials and too little soul. I really didn't feel that way. I really didn't. It was better than previous years. I thought it was really well balanced. A+. Best one yet. Very good. So there you go. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. I realized after I finished blabbing on here, I didn't talk about Elden Ring. Let's save Elden Ring. I think I'm going to bring up Elden Ring because I'll be honest with you. It was actually, of course, it was a highlight, but I'm conflicted on where I'm at with the Elden Ring reveal that we saw tonight. So I almost feel like I'm going to make a completely separate video talking about Elden Ring. What was it called? Elden Ring Night Rain. So let's make a separate video just talking about Elden Ring Night Rain. I'll bring that to you hopefully this weekend or something like that. I do have, I don't even know what to say about that. I have to think about that. I have to let my thoughts percolate and develop about that because I don't know what to think about Elden Ring Night Rain. I have a lot of different thoughts there. And was it a highlight of the show? Yes, it was, in terms of just like, wow, I didn't expect to see more Elden Ring content. Or was it the From Software announcement I wanted? I'm not sure it was. So anyways, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the Game Awards. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and I'll talk to y'all soon. This weekend, what do we have coming up this weekend? I'm going to play some Marvel Rivals coming up this weekend, and some more Path of Exile on stream. If you want to hop into my Twitch stream, check me out there, twitch.tv/pmailbacon, and we'll see y'all soon. Thanks for watching.